Hi everybody. So in this video I'm going to do a resin pour essentially. I have a dear friend who asked us to do a resin piece on a Texas shape, and she sent me an example, and although I had never done it before, it was really beautiful. The artist who did it before obviously did a gorgeous job, and so she asked me if I could do something similar. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity to try. So this is an 11 by 12 MDF cutout, and I got it on Etsy. I will link the seller's store in the description box. She was super fast and helpful. And I've put a base layer of epoxy on here. I obviously have sped this up because this project takes a long time. So I've just basically put a base layer of epoxy to allow the pigments and the micas to move a little easier. So this mica is called Indian Ocean, and it's by Woody's Goodies, and it is a beautiful color. And later on in this piece we are going to use some colored glass rocks to embellish this. I did not want to make this too long, so I did a separate video on that to show you how you can basically buy the clear glass rocks or glass pieces and embellish them yourself with alcohol inks to color them, so I will link that below. The pearl color is called Frosty, and it's also by Woody's Goodies, and what I'm adding right there is called Pink Champagne, also by Woody's Goodies. I think it's Pink Champagne 2.0. This was a super clever idea. That is some sort of a gold mica powder I already have. It's a little too yellow for my taste, but I end up going over it with a different color to soften it a little bit, give it kind of a peach color. And so I'm basically just throwing the color down in a way that there's some contrast and there's just some variation. I think I also might have used some Aphrodite's Nighty, which is an eco glitter from Woody's Goodies. It's a really pale, beautiful pink color. It's hard to tell from here. So in this, this is copper, but I've mixed the copper and lightened it with a little bit of gold and a little bit of Sunkissed Apricot from Woody's Goodies. When I did a test piece using these colors on a piece of glass, everyone made some bacon comments, so I was very careful to minimize the copper and also make it less bacon colored, because I did not want this to look like bacon, obviously, but the colors are a little bit light, so you kind of need the contrast. And the person who requested it liked the glass piece. So this is like a pearl that has gold in it. I don't remember what it's called. And I'm kind of just starting to fill in with some of those other colors. And I'm popping bubbles there with butane torch. I'm using Faux Rizzle epoxy in this video. Faux Rizzle has a thicker viscosity, so usually in my experience, a thicker viscosity, I can't talk today, usually means it sets faster, usually provides better coverage on your edges and such, but usually minimizes your working time. So this is, I think, Faux Rizzle Art UV. It's great. It's great resin. I also noticed that those types of resins don't always move as much on their own like a stone coat might. Now, one of these peachy colors is alcohol ink mixed into epoxy. I want to say it's either Tim Holtz or Pinata's coral color, and I may have added a little bit of mica to it to soften the oranginess of it. So that's why you see different shades of that peachy color. This is Sunkissed Apricot. So this is a beautiful, like, apricot gold type color. It's from Woody's Goodies, and it's like a color you would underestimate a little bit. So here we've got the Texas covered, and now we're using the heat gun to kind of manipulate and move things around. So this heat gun has attachments, and I'm using an attachment that kind of narrows it down because I didn't want the collateral movement to be too harsh. You certainly could use a flatter attachment, but I didn't want the colors to separate so much that they would completely blend on top of each other. So I'm just trying to kind of move the lines around, make it less uniform, blend in a couple of places, but not entirely. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you don't overheat your epoxy because it will cook, and it also gets really runny. So now we let the epoxy set up a little bit, and I'm going to apply the stones. So these stones I colored myself with alcohol ink. And again, I'm going to put that tutorial in the link below. For some reason, there are some stones that I added that are like a peach color, and my camera did not record them. So you'll see them on the finished piece at the end, but for some reason it didn't pick it up, or I didn't record it. Something happened. I could have deleted it by accident. I'm not sure what happened. But these are gold colored, and I am basically kind of following the lines in some places, trying not to make it too busy. But I also colored some teal ones, and so the piece that she had sent me an idea of had some darker colors, so I also colored some violet purple ones, but they look so drastically different. I only put them in like 2 small places for some contrast, and I was just afraid that it would draw way too much attention. So there's really no rhyme or reason, just what looks good to you. I generally kind of run the stones in a similar direction, but you don't have to. So I really love the way the stones turn out. They provide a really beautiful contrast, and they kind of bring the color out. Once this piece dried, I did a flood coat of epoxy just to kind of cover up any spots, and also to hold the stones in place so that they're not inclined to fall, because again, we're basically using that layer of epoxy as a glue, so the stones could fall if they were not really wedged in there. So a flood coat is just a really good idea. But again, sorry you can't see me put the peach ones on there. I don't really know. See, there's one of those purple stones. I don't really know what happened there, but now this took me a couple of hours, so obviously you're seeing a very abbreviated version. But honestly, this turned out really beautiful. Here's the finished product before the flood coat, of course. You can see, it's hard to see with that ring light, but you can see the beautiful shimmer. And I would love to do one of these in dark pigments as well. Alright, I brought you guys outside so you could see this bad boy in the sun. Check out the shimmer. How beautiful. I super appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. Our social media links are below. And we can do these on custom order, so message me if you are interested in one. We'll be uploading a cross also very soon. They're very beautiful, and would love to make one for you. Thank you so much. Take care.